Mr. B.V. Rao, Editor, Governance Now, distinguished guests from the field of agriculture, business and scientific community, and my dear friends. It is indeed a pleasure to me to be here at the conference on role and technology in agriculture and food supply. I congratulate Governance Now for having organized this conference on the topic which is of a significant relevance to policymakers, farmers, and citizens alike. The biggest challenge which the country would be facing in the coming years shall be how to ensure food security in face of constantly growing population. It is estimated that the Indian population shall be 1.53 billion, thus exceeding China's population by 2030 as against 1.2 billion presently. For matters related to food requirement, China appears to be an apt comparison in terms of not only similar population but also land availability. Total food grains production in China touched 570 million tons in China in 2012 as compared to 250 million tons in India in 2011-12. While the arable land in both the countries is almost the same at around 140 million hectares each, clearly we need to improve our productivity levels quite significantly in years to come to achieve food security. We can do so only through better technology as well as better governance. Why I am emphasizing both is because many at times a better technology already exists, but due to lack of governance, we are not able to derive full benefits from it. Our major resources of land and water are limited, so that the only way to increase production can only come through better technology, which allows us to take more produce from the same amount of land and water resources. In India, canal water and groundwater are the major sources of irrigation. During the last 2-3 decades, there has been practically no scope to further increase the canal water irrigated area. In fact, there has been a declining trend in the canal water irrigated area. As opposed to this, the contribution from groundwater to the total irrigation area has increased substantially from 29% in 1950-51 to 59% in 2005-06. In some parts of India, the government provides electricity to farmers at a reduced cost to enable agriculture use. This low-cost irrigation encourages the users to draw more water, resulting in lowering of groundwater and reducing the productivity of the wells. This situation needs to be rectified. Resilient Agriculture NICRA in February 2011, aiming at the enhancing resilience of Indian agriculture through strategic research, technology demonstration, and capacity building. The research on adaptation and mitigation covers crops, livestock, fisheries, and natural resources management. Till date, 100 promising lines of rice, maize, and tomato have been identified for heat and drought tolerance. About 3,000 accessions of wheat have been found tolerant to heat stress, and another 5,000 accessions found tolerant to rust, which are being further evaluated. Another important area of focus is biotechnology. Biotechnology is expected to play a major role in improving productivity. There is need for a healthy scientific debate on the whole topic, since it has been quite contentious not only in India but across the world, with strong opinions being expressed on both sides of the debate. The technical expert committee appointed by the Supreme Court on this subject, in its report submitted before Supreme Court, has observed that the regulatory system has major gaps, and these will require rethinking, investments and relearning to fix. These needs to be addressed before issues related to tests can be meaningfully considered. In a nutshell, what is needed is the robust regulatory system which has scientifically established mechanism for evolution of GM groups, so that all the issues raised on this matter can be put to rest. On this issue, I would like to repeat the request made by Honorable President, wherein he had exhorted the scientific community and ICR to contribute to the public discourse and provide clarity on this sensitive issue. Let me now come to a few issues related to governance. As I said earlier, at times poor governance prevents us from taking benefits of technology which already exists. Let me give an example. The ICAR has an institute at Srinagar called the National Institute of Subtropical Horticulture. The productivity of various crops already achieved at the research institute is manifold of what exists in the field. To list a few examples, the institute has achieved a productivity of more than 50 tons per hectare in production of apples, as against an average of 10 tons per hectare in the field. It has also achieved productivity of about 5 tons per hectare in almonds, as compared to less than 1 tons in the field, and 4 tons per hectare productivity of walnut, as compared to around 1 tons per hectare in the field. The point is that we already have a successful technology which gives us a productivity which is more than 3 to 4 times of what exists in the fields. So the question is, what stopped us from replicating this productivity in the field? This is where the issue of governance becomes important, because it is the good governance which can ensure a strong and effective extension system which can replicate the technology which has already proved to be successful at research centers. Let me quote another example of where deficit in governance has caused both the farmers as well as the consumers to suffer, thus adversely affecting welfare of both. The recent case of an extraordinary rise in the onion prices is a clear case of governance deficit. If the farmers get paid rupees 10 per kg, while the consumers pay anywhere between 80 to 100 rupees per kg of onion, There is obviously something seriously wrong in the way the onion market operates. In this regard, we know that there are governance issues related to licensing of wholesalers, issues related to holding capacity of farmers, issues related to market price information, and a number of such issues related to the whole supply chain, which creates this kind of a pricing contradictions which I just referred to. Let me now come to another governance issue, which is my opinion has the potential to change the face of Indian agriculture quite significantly. This is the issue of a contract farming. One opinion which is often expressed is that the second green revolution has to be market driven. For this to be happen, the market has to be able to provide a good price to the agriculture produce, and for this to happen, the produce has to be processed so that value could be added and the farmers get a better price. Contract farming and a value addition of Indian food through food processing would play a major role in the improving agriculture productivity as well as providing economic return for agriculture produce. APMC Act needs to be amended in a number of states to allow for this. Let me just illustrate my point on contract farming by comparing the food grains production to poultry in the country over comparable periods. Since 1993-94, whereas the food grains production in 2011-12 has increased by 40%, the corresponding increase for the same period in production of eggs has been 166%. Contract farming has played a major role in improving productivity as well as total production in the poultry sector. I feel that same shall hold true for the agriculture sector too. In the end, I can only say that use of better technologies can help us to achieve our primary goal of food security, even if availability of land and water is kept constant. Improved governance is important to take technology to masses. I am sure the deliberation at this seminar shall throw up new ideas on how to achieve our goal of sustainable agriculture. Thank you very much, and inviting me. I am sure the government will take it seriously, and we will try to address all highlights what you have given to me. Thank you very much.